Hey dear students, welcome back to e-learning platform of GS College of Commerce, Patna. I'm Assistant Professor Rajeshwari Sharma and this lecture is for the BCom 6th semester for the subject Advanced Statistics. So as far as the subject is concerned, we have been done with our two units. First one is correlation analysis and second one is regression analysis. In today's lecture, we are going to start with our third unit, which consists of different theories and the different methods relating to the calculation of index number. So in today's lecture we are going to see the base of this unit, that is the theory of that unit. Okay, so let's start with what is index number. See, in our daily lives, in our regular lives, we see that we notice that there is always changes in the value of in the prices of the commodities. There are changes you can find in the quantities of commodities. Okay, you may find the changes in the values of commodity. Okay, so all those changes which is brought to this different variables over the period of time can be measured with the help of index number. Okay, say in year 2010, prices of certain commodities was 100, okay, and in year 2011 the prices of same set of commodities has gone up by 133. Okay, so here we will say that base year is the 2010, current year is the 2011. Okay, and as the prices are going up by 133, so we will say there is 33% change in the prices of the commodity. Okay, so when we talk about the index number, it's basically the relative measure which is used to make comparison in different economic variables. It might be prices, it might be quantities, it might be values or anything. So basically index number is an economic indicator which measures changes in value of variables in any given period of time. Okay, basically the current period and the base year. Okay, like here in this example we have taken 2010 as base year and 2011 as current year. Now if you want to compare the value of or the price of certain commodity in year 2010 and year 2021, so in this case this 2010 would be your base year and this year 2021 would be your current year. Okay, so this way basically when we have to make comparison between the various economic variable, okay, so we use this relative measure. I hope you guys have been clear with the meaning of index number. Now we are going to deal with the definition of index number which has been given by Morris Hamburg. Okay, let's see what he says about index number. He says in its simplest form, an index number is nothing more than a relative number or a relative measure which expresses the relationship between two figures where one of the figures is used as a base. Okay, so again same thing are being said in the definition of Morris Hamburg. He is saying it is the simplest form of index number. Okay, it is a relative number or it is a relative measure which is used in order to express the relationship between the between a variable in two different times or two different geographical locations, etc. Okay, like I have given you the example of the prices of 2010, prices of 2010 and prices of 2021. Okay, so prices of different commodities or a set of commodities can be compared by using the phenomena of index number. Okay, like we will consider bases are the price of 2010 and current year is going to be 2021. So we are going to make a comparison between these 2 years and we will see how much changes are there in the price of commodity in this 11 years. Okay, so basically for this purpose index number is computed, it is used. Okay. So definition is also representing the same thing that we have understood with the help of example. Now we will see some types of index number. So basically it is categorized into three parts, that is price index number, quantity index number and value index number. Okay. So what is basically the price index number? So when index number are designed to measure the relative changes in the price of commodity over different periods of time or over different geographical location. So this is called as price index number. Okay. Just take an example. In India, the prices of commodities in 2010 was 100. Okay. And in year 2021, it has gone up by 133. So we will say that there is 33% changes in the prices. Okay. So this thing can be computed by using the price index number. After that, quantity index number. So what is the meaning of quantity index number? See, there are various economic variables which needs to be measured in terms of quantity, like exports, imports, industrial production. Okay, all these are the economic variables which needs to be measured in the quantities. So in order to measure all those variables, in order to find out the relative changes in all those variables, this concept of quantity index number is used in statistics. Okay. For example, for a particular period of time, we will say that net imports was 100. Okay. And now, say for 2020, we will say that net imports was 100. Okay. And for year 2021, we will say it is 103. So by how much percent it has been increased? It has been increased by 3%. Okay, so this thing can be calculated by using the quantity index number. After that we have value index number. When we talk about value, so value is what? Value is basically the price into quantity. Okay, value is basically the price into quantity. When the index number is used to measure the relative changes in the values of the commodity. So in that case, we say that it is a value index number. It is a concept of value index number. I hope you guys have got clear with the concept of this three types of index number. Now we will see what are the uses, importance or the advantages of index number. For what purpose it is being computed. So let's see the purpose. Okay. First one is to measure cost of living. See, when we talk about the index number, so it is basically a statistical measure. It is a relative measure which makes comparison between the two periods of time or two different places or two geographical locations. Okay. So here the index number can be used to measure the cost of living in two different countries. Like what's the cost of living in USA and what is the cost of living in India. For making the comparison between these two countries' cost of living, the concept of index number can be used. Or you can take the example of different states in India itself, like cost of living in UP, okay, and cost of living in Maharashtra. When you are going to compare the cost of living between two different states of the India only, so you here the index number will be helpful to you. Okay, so basically it is used to measure the cost of living in two different states or in two different countries. Okay. After that, to measure relative changes. As I have told you, it is a relative measure. It helps to measure relative changes. It doesn't measure the absolute changes. Okay, it measures the comparative changes. Like by how much percent the cost of living changes. By how much percent the price comparing cost of living in two countries, or comparing industrial production in two different years, or comparing industrial production in the period of 10 years. For computing all those things, for comparing all those things, the concept of index number can be used. Okay. After that, good guides. So for what purpose we can call it good guides? What are the areas whereby the index number plays the role of guide for the economy? Okay. So there are different sectors in the economy: agricultural sector, industrial sector, transportation, okay, employment. All these are the different sectors of the economy which plays very crucial role in the growth and the development of the economy. So when we talk about the index number, so here the growth of this growth in these different sectors over the years can be measured by using the index number. Okay, and at the same time, when we have some parameter to check the growth, so we can change the policy if the growth is not sufficient, or we can continue to implement the policy if the results are good. Okay, so that is why it helps in framing the policy, it helps in checking the growth, it helps in evaluating the performance. That is why we say that index numbers are the good guides. Okay, after that, economic barometer. So as I have told you, there are so many things like GDP, index of industrial production, exports, imports. Okay, so what are the changes in all this macroeconomic variable over the period of years can be measured with the help of index number. And if any policies needs to be made regarding this, so this index number can be taken as the base for formulations of those policies. That is why it is known as economic barometer. After that, helps in policy formulation. So of course, when it is a tool to measure the relative changes in all the macroeconomic variables. It is a tool to measure the relative changes in all the sectors of economy. So of course, while formulating the policy for the nation, for the growth and development of the nation, all these factors are considered. Okay, all these factors are taken into consideration. Therefore, we say that index number is a concept which also helps in policy formulation. So these are the uses or the advantages or the importance of the index number. Or you can also say this uses explains why do we need the index number, or what is the importance of index number. Now there are some advantages, and as every coin has two sides, so it is also having certain limitations. Now let's see what are the limitations of this index number. Okay, so first one is only sample values are considered. See, when the index number is constructed, okay, so only samples are considered. Each and every industry, each and every firm within the industry is not considered in order to find out the index number for a particular industry, for finding out the growth of particular industry. Okay, so only samples are considered. So when you find out the result, okay, as a whole, and then you try to apply it on a particular firm, on an individual firm within an industry, so result might not be accurate, it might not be correct. Why? Because it is only the samples have been considered while computing the index number, and not the entire population had been considered. After that, result may vary. In further lectures, we are going to see the different methods for calculating index number. Okay, so when the different methods have been applied to calculate index numbers, so the results may vary, the outputs may change, and there may be difficulty in interpretation which output is more accurate. Okay, that is why this is one of the limitation of the index numbers. After that, no scientific base to select base year. Okay, so like here I am saying 2010 is the base year, here I am saying 2020 is the base year. Okay, so for a different industry, different base years can be taken for computing different macroeconomic variables, for making comparison between different microeconomic variables. Base years can be taken on any basis. It may be manipulated sometimes. Okay, so in this case, the index number is not so accurate. It doesn't give the desired result. Okay, so that is why it is not that accurate, because we are not having any scientific base to set the base year. After that, fails to represent the exact change. Okay, as only the sample is considered, only the sample populations are considered and not the entire population are considered. it just shows the relative change. Okay, so that therefore exact change cannot be determined by using the concept of index number. So here in today's lecture we have seen the basic concept which we need to understand the concept of index number. In our next lecture we will start with the different methods to compute index number. We will see the numerical problem. Okay, so keep going through the lectures for your better understanding, and in case of any doubt please contact us. Thank you.